This is the plaintiff, Tialoni Sellers. She says her friend, the defendant, sold her a 2012 car, took her money but never delivered the car. She was pregnant. The ruthless defendant took her money and she got nothing. He's left her no choice but to take him to court to face the long arm of the law. So she's suing here and now for the return of the $2,000 she's owed. This is the defendant, Adrian Lamar Adams. He says he and the plaintiff used to date until she got pregnant with someone else's baby, and that's when they parted ways. The plaintiff is living in La La Land or something, and it's crazy if she thinks he owes her $2,000 for a 2012 car. The plaintiff's just sour he left her, and that's the only reason they're here in court today. He's accused of robbing an ex blind.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says she was pregnant when the defendant took her $2,000 deposit and never gave her the car. But the defendant says that they dated until she got pregnant with somebody else's baby. Not a great defense, but interesting. It's the case of, baby, you can't drive my car.
Tialoni Sellers, you are suing your friend,
Yes.
former friend, Adrian Lamar Adams, for $2,000 for a car that you say he was supposed to sell you, took the money for, and never gave you the car. Okay, what happened?
Well, me and Adrian had been friends for about 2 years. He was like a big brother to me. Well, I called him one day, and I was telling him about my new pregnancy, and I told him, I was looking for a car. And he came up with the idea that he had a car that he could sell to me because he doesn't use it. And I told him what my budget was. He said that I would only have to give him $2,000 for it. That's what title.
What kind of car?
It was a 2012 Impala.
A 2012 LTZ Impala with a Corvette engine?
Yes.
And he was going to sell that to you for $2,000?
Yes.
When you said he had a car that he doesn't use, I assumed it was an old car. This is a car that he had in his possession or was still at the dealership? Because
he told me that he had it in his possession because he had more than one car and he's always traveling, so he didn't need it.
So the one he's going to sell you for $2,000 is the one that he just paid what for? How much did this car cost?
$18,000 from auction.
That's not what I was told. I was told that someone gave it to me.
Right, but you know what the car cost? The car cost $18,000 at the dealership. So you were going to buy a car for $2,000 from a friend. Was he your boyfriend or something?
No, we never dated.
No, okay. So then what happens?
Well, 2 days later, he came to my house, and because I told my father about it, my dad told me that I needed to get everything. I needed to type a letter up and get it signed, which I did the first time, but I spelled his last name wrong, so I had to go back and get it.
Why didn't you just draw a line through it and spell it right?
Because
Are you telling me that you don't have a contract?
Yes, I have a contract.
Okay, good.
But
right,
I had already got
signed by him?
Yes.
Okay. So go on.
I gave him, he told me
How
to
old
give
are
him
you?
18.
Okay. And your parents were involved in this?
Yes, my
Come
mom
on up.
was
Are you the mom?
standing outside.
Okay, so go on.
He told me to give him $1,000 the first time to get the maintenance and everything checked on the car to make sure there wasn't anything wrong with the car because
He was going to do that?
Yes.
Why would you let the fox guard the chicken coop? If he's someone selling you a car, why would you allow him to check out that car? It's a brand new car, first of all. Second of all, when you buy a car, I don't expect you to know this because you're 18, but I do expect you to know it. When you buy a car, you guys get it inspected on your side by a mechanic you pick.
He said that he was going to take it to the dealership and bring me the paper saying that everything on the car was okay.
How did you know him?
We were just friends.
How did you know him? How long had you been friends?
About 2-3 years.
So now you've given him how much? $2,000?
I only had given him $1,000.
Right.
We went to the bank. I had got a cashier's check, and he cashed it while we were at the bank. We both went together.
This thing you're showing me that you're saying is a contract. Did you have that before you gave him the second $1,000?
Yes.
Or just after you gave him the second $1,000?
At the time she gave him the second $1,000.
Yes.
So right after you gave him the second.
Yes, we were at the
because
bank.
it says a balance of $1,000 was issued in a cashier's check on February 24. Then this is signed by, you signed under seller because your name is seller. That threw you off. You signed under buyer because you are the buyer. Whose signature is whose here? You tell me who's supposed to be whose.
This is her signature. She signed it in
This top one?
Right. She signed it before she went and had it notarized. She signed it in the wrong place, so they made her sign it.
So she did sign it under self.
Right. So before he notarized it, he
that's
made
going to
her
happen a
sign
lot.
it.
You got to see what it says seller
Before
advised.
the man at the bank notarized it, he told me to sign it again just to make sure that it was my signature.
Okay, so who's the man at the bank notarizing?
Ooh, I
Do you know this person?
No, I don't know him. I just,
It's just where
go
she
to the
banks
bank.
I will be able to take possession of above said vehicle from the Chevrolet dealer on Monday.
Yes, I have text messages from where he texted me and told me that's where he gave me the address of where I could pick the car up from. And I called the people and they told me, because he wasn't answering his phone, so I took it upon myself to call and see if the car was there. They told me they never even heard of this situation, that the car was never there.
Do you have phone records to show how you were calling him?
Yes.
Okay. What's going on? Yeah.
Right,
How did you get this car?
I went and purchased the car.
And it cost you how much?
$18,000.
Do you have the paperwork from the purchase of the car?
No, I don't have the paperwork because I have a co-signer.
Do you have a title or something that shows me that you actually own such a car and that you didn't borrow some guy's new car, take it over there to steal $2,000?
The plaintiff says she was pregnant, gave the defendant $2,000 for a 2012 Impala, but never got it. The defendant is having a little trouble proving he could deliver the ride. Let's listen.
You have nothing to show me that you actually own this car. Okay, so go on. So what happens?
We were friends, not 3 years, maybe 9 months. So they moved to a new house. I used to go hang out with her at her old house when I was in town to chill out. Like she said, she was a sister, like a little sister to me. Her mother were having problems. At this particular time, I did not have a bank account. I asked her to hold some money for me because I said, look,
were you dating?
I was doing the show. We were dating at this time. We were talking.
So she's lying when she says you never dated?
Yeah, when she said we never date, that is a lie because we actually met on an internet dating site. That's how we started.
Is that accurate?
That's how we started getting to know each other.
You didn't meet on an internet dating site?
No, ma'am.
How did you two meet?
It was through Facebook because I wanted to be a singer, so that's how I met him.
Okay, go on.
Okay. Well, anyway, so we started dating, talking and whatever. And then I said, look, I need you to hold some money for me. She said, okay, I'll hold it for you. Then
why do you have her hold money for you? Some woman that you met on the internet that you don't know for more than 9 months.
At the particular time, I didn't have a bank account, and I just asked her to hold.
You had a bank account.
I just had a.
You had a bank account, right?
Well, I didn't have a bank account. I wanted to put that money in.
Exactly, because the bank account that you did have, what was wrong with it?
Okay.
You didn't want, who was after you in that bank account? The bank or IRS or who?
It wasn't IRS. It was the bank.
The bank, because you were in the negative.
Right.
You had spent more than you actually had in there. So if you put those $2,000 in there, who's taking the $2,000?
The bank.
Right. Now, let's move on. So you give her money to hold, even though you've known her 9 months and you barely know her. And when you say you're dating, are you intimate?
Not to that extent, not like sexually.
Okay, so now you find out she's pregnant, and so she,
now I find out she's pregnant and she's having problems with her mother. She was in a lawsuit, and she told me that her mom was taking money out of her account. And she called me and gave me the story. My mom's finna put me out. I need a car and all this stuff. I said, well, give me my money because I'm finna go buy a car. I went and purchased this car with my own money. And she feels like this is her car because I went and bought a new car with my own money.
She has a piece of paper that she says you signed that says I'm selling her a car.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Why don't you wait a second?
First of all, that's not my signature at all. Second of all, in the state of Florida, when you notarize something, when both parties are there, they put your driver's license number next to it. I get plenty of documents notarized all the time.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be in the state of Florida.
Right,
They're supposed to be either the words personally known to me or identified from such and such an ID,
right.
Usually the Florida driver's license.
So that's how you would know that.
Right, but were you at the bank?
No, I wasn't at the bank when this letter was drawn up.
How'd you get the $2,000 check?
I went up to the bank with her to get the checks. And if you look at the checks at the bottom, if she was buying a car in the memo, why you went right for car? I mean, anybody would do that.
Who has, well, no, I'm here to, sadly, no, not necessarily. But may I see the checks?
Yes.
Mom, you actually were there present when he came over and discussed the car?
Yes, ma'am. And I even spoke with him, and his exact words was, I told him, he said, I just want to help Tialani out. So I said, well, this sounds too good to be true.
Look, there's something that's bothering me, okay? If you're going to scam somebody out of $2,000 and you're not going to sell them the car, I don't think you're going to meet their parents. The whole thing is weird. Is there something I'm missing?
No,
ma'am.
I mean, I have text messages of when I could pick the car up.
Let me see those.
And you can just stroll up.
Why do you suppose he's saying you dated him if you didn't date him?
I don't know why he's saying this. I don't know.
Can I have your phone?
Yes.
Put it on the messages. Okay. This is a message from Tialuni. I wanted to know if you wanted me to redo the papers because I just realized I don't have a document saying I gave you the money. And if you knew when I would be able to get the car. Your answer, February 16th. It's okay and Monday. What's that about?
Ma'am, cell phones, there's all kind of systems that you can manipulate text messages.
Except for that it's exactly for the number you just gave me.
Right. And I can show you right now on apps, on phones, where I could text message myself a whole conversation from any phone number and even make up a phone number and it
Do
come
it
to my
for me.
phone.
I want you to do it. Hold on one second. Does he have any nicknames for you?
The only nickname I have is Coco, C-O-C-O.
I want you to come over here. He claims that there's a text. He's showing me a text from you, dated today, according to him, that says, Coco, I am so sorry. Coco, talking. So it says Coco colon, as though
Okay.
Coco's talking.
Okay.
What is this?
I don't know. Those are all the messages in my phone. Like I said, I haven't heard from him since February 27th.
No, he says you texted him today.
Like he said, there's apps, so.
So both of you are manufacturing your stuff?
No, I don't know.
Coco, I am so sorry about all this. I only did this because of my mother. I know it is your money. Sorry, boo. Just need it because she's going to put me out.
That's. He has to because my phone isn't
Get that
even
back
that
up,
high
please.
tech to get those kind of apps. You have to pay for those apps.
Show me how you can make it look on your phone. Douglas,
Wait,
you
wait.
have your phone on you?
I do not. I can get it, though.
You do?
Well,
Okay.
you
I
can
get-
make anybody.
No, I want you to hear you flapping gums. I want you to show me what you said.
What's your phone number, sir? Press this, and all it does is send to the text message up under his phone number. And everybody has it. They have the fake phone call me now. If you're out on a date, you don't want to be with the chick, my phone can ring. Everybody has these apps. She's 18.
No,
So you can-
everybody doesn't have these
Not
apps.
everybody.
You got that app.
Yeah, right.
No.
This is the first time anybody's showed me this. I've never heard of it. I've been in the business for a while here
But
with people.
If it's on the Android market, I didn't invent the app, so I can't be the only person to.
No, clearly
it's
not.
Impossible.
Clearly not.
And
What's the app called?
It's called Fake Text Me,
Fake text me.
and it's called Fake Call Me. If you somewhere and you out
Do
with
you
a
have your phone?
So have you guys ever heard of an app where somebody can create both sides of a conversation kind of for a fraudulent purpose? Have you heard of that?
Yeah. Sounds pretty sketchy.
Have you heard of this app?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really interesting. I haven't heard of it until this case, but apparently it happens a lot. Anybody ever have a situation like this?
My grandmother actually used it to backstab my grandfather-in-law. It's becoming more common.
Wow, older people did it.
Yep.
Interesting. There's hope.
Now, aren't there records carried with the company that you purchased this app from? So, I mean, it can be used in court if necessary.
Well, but it really is sketchy, and it's kind of dangerous actually going inside the courtroom.
Get back in the courtroom.
I'm back in the courtroom right now.
Oh my God, it works as well.
Yeah.
Would you like to see the fake
No,
call me
I'm
thing?
fascinated though. Go ahead and go back.
Okay.
Go ahead and go back. I am fascinated. Utterly fascinated. Do you have any priors?
Do I have any
Yeah,
priors?
have you ever been arrested?
Yes.
How many times?
About 2 or 3 times I was in college.
Have you ever been convicted?
Yes, I was convicted.
Oh, okay. What were the charges?
Well, the charges at the time was I was in college, and we did.
But just give me a general idea.
Oh, we changed grades in college.
Change grades.
Changed grades.
So
in
it
college.
did have something to do with honesty.
We changed grades in college.
Right.
Yes, it did.
Okay. I have to tell you that I am very grateful for the things that you just taught me here today. Very grateful. Having said that, I think that she's not the crook I think you are. I think that you took her $2,000. I don't think she's sophisticated enough. I don't think her mother's sophisticated enough to have done the stuff that you apparently comes second nature to you. Okay? I think that that's her money. This story about how you had her hold your money and if I had time, I'd look through all your phone and find out if there's other women you did this to. This is her money. Return her money. $2,000. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Judge Millan rules that the defendant took the plaintiff's $2,000 and did not deliver a car. What's your reaction to this verdict?
The judge must be very ignorant. That's my reaction.
Okay, see you later.
Thank you.
Come on in here. So he says you made up this scam. You know these apps and you went through this whole thing to get $2,000 from him in court?
No, I didn't. I don't know what he's talking about.
What have you learned from all this?
You don't have friends.
That's it?
That's it.
That's what you have any better advice for your daughter?
No, only thing I can say is she needs to pick her friends more wisely and make sure she get everything in writing like she did, because crooks are smart.
Harvey?
Okay, you know, the fact that this person was convicted of a crime that involved honesty, that's when you can use it against the person, or it can blow up their credibility in court. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.